What is up, IF Warriors? So today I'm going to do something special. I'm actually going to do the intermittent fasting questions answered part 3. And I'm going to go ahead and answer your questions here that you guys have left in the comment section. I was actually planning to do this video at the 50,000 subscriber mark. Right now we're at 60,000 subscribers, which I'm like super happy about. Thank you so much to you guys for subscribing. I hope this video brings you guys value. So if you have any other questions, you can go ahead and ask me in this comment section below, as this will be the questions answered video. I will try my best to answer the questions that you guys write in the comment section. I know this is somewhat of a different format, and this is just for today so that I could do this questions answered part 3. And I got my laptop with me and my trusty water. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and answer these IF questions. Okay, so this question comes from Ryan Stevens. Thanks for all the great tips, of course. In my research on IF, I've come across the theory that if you fast all the time without breaks, you can increase your cortisol levels to the level of being in danger of symptoms of Cushing syndrome. What are your thoughts on this? Thank you in advance. I'm not sure what you're saying exactly when you're talking about if you're fasting all the time without breaks. If that means that you're fasting for a long period of time without a break, which is like 30 days or something, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, the prolonged fasting, the thing with prolonged fasting is it has its place. I'm not completely 100% like, no, it can't exist. It has its place for medical reasons. It has its place, but I don't think that it is something that should be utilized for weight loss. But that's besides the point. If you're referring to fasting daily without any breaks, that would raise your cortisol level. No, it does not. Cortisol levels will not raise if you do daily fasting. The thing with fasting is, yes, your fight or flight kicks in, but it isn't enough of a stress for it to initiate a stress hormone like cortisol. Your body is actually designed to fast. It is prepared for that. It has implemented systems in place for you to be in a fast because our bodies evolved from feast and famine. So your body can tap into its body fat. The reason we even have fat in our bodies is a mechanism designed to activate when you're in a fast. When you don't have food readily available to you, it can tap into that mechanism. So no, if it's a daily fast, if it's a long fast, it can, only because now you are in a state where you haven't eaten anything for 20 days or 15 days or whatever it is. So it might, because at that point it just goes, maybe going into a panic kind of mode, thinking that you just won't have any food at all. But your body is definitely designed to fast every day. We've fasted every day for years, centuries, for thousands of years. I probably undershot it by saying centuries, thousands of years during the feast and famine time when we would have to go out and hunt for food. So that's where our body's evolution came from, and we still have those mechanisms in our body. So no, cortisol levels will not go up if you do fasting daily. If you do a prolonged fast, about 20-25 days, then it has a possibility because you just haven't had food for such a long time and your body might be in a panic mode. Thank you for that, Ryan. Now we're gonna move on to the next question on here. I might not be burning fat just by not eating from 8 to 12 hours. Only if I spend more than 12 hours without eating. Okay, so I think that what he's referring to is the post-absorptive range. Now, the post-absorptive range is when your body has already depleted a lot of glycogen stores and all these different things, and your insulin has gone down to baseline. Then your body decides to tap into your body fat. You're always burning calories, and then calories is what will equate to weight. So in terms of weight, you're burning calories. Glycogen, it has calories in it. Muscle has calories in it as well. You're also dropping water, and that contains weight. But body fat specifically gets protected a lot. Usually when you're in a fasted kind of state, that is when you have the opportunity to tap into your body fat effectively. Getting into the post-absorptive range is the most effective way to burn body fat, as your body switches from all other resources of calories to that specific resource of calories. So it's not really 8 to 12 hours, it's 6 to 12 hours. And everyone is different depending on how fat adapted you are, and the foods that you ate before you went into your fast will, determine how long it takes you to get into the post-absorptive range. Keep in mind, this is a range, but we don't really know. Every individual person has a lot of different biological things going on. So that's why it's a range. We can never definitively say, but it's gonna be within that 6 to 12. All right, let's go into another question. Okay, and this question is by Alza Mom 1. How do you transition from a longer fasting period to a shorter one? Like if I'm doing 16-8, but want to throw in 124 or longer fast in there. Just throw them in. It's that simple. If you're doing the 16-8 from Monday to Friday, but then on Saturday and Sunday you want to do the 24 or 23, which is the OMAD, or the 20-hour fast, then you just throw them in. They try to, have it within the range of your 16-8, so that way you can easily transition back in. That's why I designed the WarMad, or that's why I call it, though I didn't really design it, I just put it together and I call it the WarMad, is because of my ability to flip in and out of that, of both of those types of intermittent fasting protocols. So the warrior diet, for example, my time is from 2:30 to 6:30. So what I do with the WarMad, which is warrior diet and OMAD, is that I'll eat my one meal a day within my range. So if I come back around, I can do the warrior diet and eat 2 meals between that 2:30 to 6:30 time, and I'm within my range. So I will at least do 20 hours, and so then I can continue to keep on doing the warrior diet for days after that, and it never stops my whole warrior diet thing. It keeps it going. So that's the reason why you should always try to do all the other intermittent fasting protocols, if you want to throw them in, within the range of your main protocol. Thank you for that question. Now we're going to move on to another question. What if you're vegan? Calories tend to be low even with a high amount of food. Is that good or bad? When you're vegan, the best thing to do is to throw in a lot of fats. Throw in, avocado, olive oil. Fats are very, very high density calorie foods. They actually have more calories per gram than both protein and carbs. Try to throw in as many fats as you can, and that way you can get your calories in even if you're vegan. Okay, now moving on to another question by Selena Hernandez. Selena writes, I have been on OMAD for about 12 days but only lost 6 pounds. Is this normal? I eat about 1,200 calories. Okay, yes, that is absolutely 100% normal. Our bodies have so many different factors that will cause weight loss, weight gain. It's not just 1-for-1 body fat is being lost, body fat is being gained, muscles being lost, muscles being gained. There's so many other things that can happen. Insulin goes down, you're gonna burn body fat. Water retention might go up depending on what you're eating. If you're eating more salt, water retention will go up. If you're eating more banana, water retention will go down. If you're drinking more water, you'll release more water. If you're not drinking water as much, you'll keep more water in your body. Weight fluctuates so many different ways for so many people too, depending on your height, your weight, so many different factors. So if you're losing weight, you're in the right direction. So try not to compare your progress with others. If you just look at yourself in a vacuum and understand that, you know, you're moving in the right direction, which is weight loss, even more razor focus fat loss, then you're doing well. And 12 days, 6 pounds, that's a good amount of weight that's been lost. So yeah, you have to understand that there's so many different factors that factor in to actual weight loss. All right, so let's go into the next question. Brian Mackle says, what's up, Fledge? I've got a question. Can you plateau while doing OMAD? I started my OMAD journey on 3/25 of this year, and I weighed 275 at the start. Last week I weighed in at 266, and this week I am still at 266. I've been working out 4 days a week. Do you have any advice to help me get past this? Thanks. Kind of the same question and answer from before. Your body's going to fluctuate. You might be losing body fat, but your weight will go up, or you might be losing body fat, but your weight stays the same. The more important thing is that you're losing body fat. That's the focus. Weight is not the focus. So I'm not a fan of the scale because it's so misleading. Best thing you could do is take pictures of your body in the mirror every week and see differences in that, and also the difference in how your clothing feel. When they start to feel very loose when you put them on, that means that you're burning fat, that you're taking fat off of your body. But you might have some water retention. You know, if you're stressed at work, cortisol levels can go up. That causes, you know, retention in weight as well. So try to be stress-free. Don't go too hard at the gym. And you know, you should be fine as long as you're trending down, which from what you've put up here, it shows that you're fine. You should be good. And then you have to understand, again, everybody's different in terms of weight loss because of their height, you know, their athleticism, their heart rate, and all these different factors. You want to just ensure that you're trending down. If you're trending down, you're moving in the right direction. Okay, let's go into the next question. All right, Yen Sound Ta asks, okay, but when do you have MCT oil? During a fast, after breaking a fast? Thanks. I would say, and I have a video actually already on this, but I'll answer it right here. I will say you can do it to go into your fast, or you can do it right before breaking your fast. So I would always recommend to do it within your feeding window, only because MCT oil can break your fast because it has calories. And a lot of people feel that, hey, you know, MCT oil won't raise your insulin. It doesn't raise insulin. And every single thing that has calories has the potential to raise your insulin. Even fats. It's very small. It's a very small potential, but it has the potential to do that. And just having the peace of mind of knowing that you consistently were within that post-absorptive range without any interruptions, so you consistently allowed your body to use body fat to burn for fuel, I think is more important than, you know, just trying to see if hopefully you didn't break your fast with MCT oil. You can use it right as you enter your feeding window. You can use it right before you exit your feeding window. All right, let's move on to the next question. Next question by Ronnie Ashton. Will looking at food break my fast? Yes, you cannot look at food. If you're in your fasting window, you can't, there's no way that you can look at food. Looking at your food can definitely raise your insulin, and I hope you guys haven't clicked off the video because I am joking. Of course not. You can you can look at food all you want. Yeah, why would that break your fast? You're not consuming. Okay. I hope that was a joke, Ronnie Ashton. All right, let's go over to B Sinatra 145. B Sinatra 145 asks, I always have problems with that word, asks, See, when you throw an S at the end of ask, doesn't that make it like so hard to say? Is it just me? Asks. Asks. It just doesn't seem natural. Okay. Can I still have ChickFilA spicy chicken sandwich with large fries, large cookies, and cream milkshake and still lose weight on intermittent fasting? How many calories is that? Hold on. We gotta check this. We gotta check this. What did he say? What did he say? He said, Jesus. I can't even, I'm trying to like space it where I can see what he wrote. And also, ChickFilA. Okay, so if you were to eat all of that, that would be 1,430 calories. That seems to be a caloric deficit type range for anybody. I would say, yeah, based on the calorie number, but I wouldn't recommend doing that only because the nutrition factor is important too. And then how, you know, how much glucose is coming from that. It might actually make you take longer to get into that post-absorptive range because you're taking in so much glucose and your body has to store that glucose, move the glucose around your body. So I wouldn't recommend it, but every once in a while, you know, you can go ahead and splurge and do that, especially since it's only 1430. So, all right, moving on to the next question. The next question comes from Jose Feliciano. What MCT brand should you get? You can get any MCT oil brand. It's all fairly the same. The one that I see all over the place is the Now Foods brand, and that's the one with the orange label and everything. This one right here, and that's, you know, you can get that one, or you can get another one. MCT oil, all of them do the same thing. If it's 100% MCT, it does the same thing. You consume it, it cannot be stored as fat. That doesn't mean it doesn't have calories. It just, the makeup, the chemical makeup of it doesn't allow it to be stored as fat. It goes directly into your liver and then gets used as energy right away. Instantaneously the moment you consume it. So you can get any one. It doesn't really matter. All right, moving on to the next question, and next question is going to be, does stevia break your fast? I've already done a video where I've mentioned this, and I'm gonna give you the answer. No, it doesn't. This is gonna be the final question, guys, and I thank you for all these wonderful questions that allowed me to do the part 3. And there are thousands of more questions that you guys have asked me, but when I do part 4, I'll take a bunch of them and try to answer them. All right, so is the 48-hour fast doable every week? Yes, it is. The 48-hour fast is doable every week if you want to throw it in there. It is up to you. It is doable. The 48-hour fast also is exactly my cutoff that I've recommended to anyone who does intermittent fasting or fasting as the cutoff time for any kind of fasting at all. So after 48 hours, because a lot of the health benefits will begin to taper off, if you're not doing anything, if you're not doing it for medical reasons, then it should then you should stop at 48 hours. A lot of different things start to happen that starts to move you into a trending down element in terms of the other health stuff that are connected to intermittent fasting. When you continue to lose weight, if you keep going, yes, because your insulin is still at baseline, it's still using body fat as fuel. But you shouldn't do that hard crash way of losing weight. If weight is just the main goal, then you don't need to go past the 48-hour fast. All right, guys, that is it. Those are the questions for this part 3 intermittent fasting questions answered. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was very informative for you. Gotta get my trusty water. And if you guys have any more questions on intermittent fasting or anything, go ahead and ask me in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer those questions. And before I go, I want to thank my patrons from my Patreon, and I'm gonna put their names right up here. Thank you for watching, and of course, I'll see you on Wednesday for another FAQ. Peace!